hello. Hang on, just double check. Bear with me. Would you like to do it? Alright, keep the comments to yourself. It's amazing how many people can comment and criticise things and can't do anything. Anyway, hello. How are we? Super. Super. So, tonight, what I want to talk about is, this phrase keeps coming to mind about experiencing our mediumship. Because to me, it is very much of an experience. There's a difference between hearing about something or getting it third hand, or actually being experience of it. So to start off, could you, between all three of you, describe to me an orange? Come on.
It's a fruit.
Okay.
How does that describe it? And it's round. Well,
So it's a fruit, so it grows on a tree.
yes.
Right. So it hangs off a tree,
And it's round.
and it's round.
No, spherical.
And,
And it's orange.
okay, we need to imagine orange.
And
Pimply skin. Bit like me.
inside segments.
Okay. If we leave the inside away for a moment, but just an orange. So we've got a fruit, hangs on a tree, got a pimply skin. That's pretty much it. Anything else from just like the first appearance of an orange?
It's vibrant in colour and it changes according to the season from green to orange.
Okay, brilliant. So you're happy that's an orange?
Yeah. You can smell the fragrance as well. And then that can make the saliva juices.
Yeah, now this is where we're getting into what I want to touch on.
Oh, give me the play. Come on, Ted. I'll play like cricket.
No. Right. Yeah. Okay, so cricket ball. That's a feeling that you're getting through holding it.
Smells kind of waxy.
Yeah.
Got wax on it.
Yeah, it doesn't when it's on the tray.
Oh no.
So it's got a scent.
The B class.
So it's got an aroma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Brilliant. Anything else? Has it got any give, or is it solid, or
It's
Springy.
springy.
It has give.
yeah?
Yeah, more
It's
so
springy.
between the top and the bottom than
Yeah.
it has in the centre.
Brilliant.
That way round.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's part of that, as though it's being compressed and comes out again once you let it go.
So it's got a bit of give in it. So you give it a squeeze, and it
Yeah,
bounces back.
yeah.
Little dimple at the top.
Good.
That's the umbilical cord to the tree. It's its navel.
So you're beginning to see then that from the description is a bit flat. It's a bit two-dimensional.
Yeah.
But when you actually experience it,
It's round.
All your other senses come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. You get the roundness of it.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm talking about with the difference between hearing about something and actually experiencing it. And this is what I mean about the our mediumship. We had a really interesting something a couple of months ago. We were talking about physical mediumship and some of the things that used to happen in physical circles, with stuff moving, with disembodied voices happening. And somebody's went, well, I don't believe that. I don't believe that happened. Because it sounds so fantastic to them. So I just don't believe that that happened. Yet we have photographic evidence, we have written evidence of all these different events happening. And it did strike me at the time that, you know, I get it. I do get it. That does sound fantastic. But it did happen. And my experience with physical phenomena and trance is you experience what's going on. You're sat there for that time in that company and that presence of spirit. And that's what makes a difference. We can also have that in our evidential mediumship from the platform. We've all witnessed those times when somebody has just gone, felt them. Yeah. Oh my God, they're here. Yeah. Or I was sat there thinking about them and I knew they were going to come through because it had that experience. So, why do we not get that every single time we work with the spirit? Now, a few of the things I'm going to put forward here. I'm very grateful to Angela Foster and Charlie Kelly, their thoughts on this connectivity between, we're going to take the evidential message in a service as tonight's example, and it's something Angela shared with us one night in a Lyceum, and spooky. Last night I happened to put on a video, and it was Charlie Kelly talking, and he was in that same zone as well. And it was sort of like, okay, I'm listening. So, we have, first of all, in a service, so we're going to bring this into a service environment, a divine service environment. So, we have the medium. That's the person. Everybody's thinking, oh, where are they? Oh, they're here. Oh, thank God, you know. They're here. That's all we've got to worry about. They're here. So that's the person everyone has come to see. Then we start building up with the sitters coming in, taking their places. So in this physical realm, we've already got this sort of like slight interaction going on there. Psychism does come into play. We are all psychic. We can all pick up other people's feelings. We can all pick up other people's emotions. It is inherent in all of us. So already that energy is starting to circulate. Now you can have examples where the medium was, say, delayed in traffic. We had that the other week with somebody. So they're going to turn up like hyper and agitated and, you know, disruptive to that communication. We're going to have sitters in here that, through whatever spawns it, have their expectations. Sometimes those expectations are a little bit self-serving. I want this, that, everything else. I don't like this medium. I find them rude. Well, if you don't like the medium, what are you doing here? Simple as that. It's not hard. You know, it's not a sufferance. It's a church or a centre. But anyway, so you've got those already starting to come into play a little bit. So we start the service and we come into that dem, and this should have been done already. Most mediums, before they arrive, will put themselves into that state of mind, that thought, right, we're working today, I would like XYZ to come through, we'll sit, quieten the nerves, just start to feel that presence of spirit around us, and we go, great, thank you, be there at the time. It's a date. The sitter also may come in with those expectations of wanting to hear from somebody. So even before the service starts, you have the medium saying to the spirit world, I'm here, I'm ready to work. The sitter going, I really want to hear from your mum, I really want to hear from your dad, I really want to hear, you know, oh God, it'd be so, it's your anniversary today, or whatever is spawning that. So once that demonstration begins, although these connections have already been made and established, we then start with the medium to the sitter. So I want to come to you, all right? And I will use you. Thank you. I will use you a little bit later. Thank you. So we've got the perfect combination there to bring everybody together. Yeah, we're bringing in the spirit world, we're bringing in the medium, we're bringing in the sitter. So why does it quite often not come up to the mark? What do we get? What sort of issues do we get? I've already said about the medium may have been delayed in coming. They may have just had a huge Barney with their wife. They may have walked in and gone, oh God, she's here. Which does happen. So you've got those little things, but once this starts, once this sort of like Holy Trinity gets really going, so what can happen to break up this chain of communication? Well, we can get the medium, don't forget, here, and I'll use this line. So, oh, Sue, I want to come to you. I know you, which is something you should do, because acknowledge that fact, I know you. And I know you've been going through a really hard time. It's been terrible. Yeah, I'm so sorry for you. Yeah, everything, you know, my heart really... So, what am I doing?
You're relating psychically to me.
I'm beginning to get psychic linked to you.
The energy's going
Yeah, the energy is going zhoosh, very good. But also, I'm talking to you. I'm not...
Yeah, you're not linking the spirit.
Yeah. As Margaret Challenger says, if you're thinking, you're not linking, which is really annoying, but so true.
Trouble is, you have to have a certain amount of you there to stop you saying any, especially in a divine service, saying any right words
Yeah.
that the communicator might use.
Yeah, that is interesting. That is interesting, because I used to have that. When I first started off giving philosophy, I would find I'd suddenly come back in the room. And my first thought always was, what have I just said? Because at that time I was working in an engineering factory and every other word was not a good word. And I used to think, have I just dropped the F-bomb? What have I done? But you hadn't. You hadn't.
Yeah.
There's the character of the medium as well. You know, if you have got somebody who is always using foul language, and I've actually seen this demonstrated, I know I can drop a few right words, but away. When I'm up here, this is a sacred duty, and I place my hands in them. So, but then sometimes the medium may not go even that deep into their communication and carry forward their personality. And our whole job as a medium, as far as I'm concerned, is to carry forward the personality of the person coming through, not my own. it will be tainted because it's coming through my mind, because it's mental mediumship. So it will be tainted by my mind. Not only will it be tainted, as you know, I like a laugh, so when I demonstrate, there is humour in there, because that is if I was deadpan, it wouldn't be humorous, because that energy isn't there. Because if we look at the medium here, so you've got all these facets of the personality of the medium, all going on. All these things make up the medium. Should have pre-done these, but I didn't. So all those little arrows, they're all facets of that medium. So we've got humour. They may have been well-travelled, so they've got experience of other lands, maybe other languages. They've got their educational standards. So they may be extremely proficient in speaking, or may not be. There's nothing wrong. Everybody is unique. So that the medium has got all these different facets about their character that make them up. You know, they may not like animals, or they may love animals, but it's all different facets making up that medium. When you're linking with spirit, you're linking with their personality. So you may only pick up the areas of their personality which resonate with yours. Because again, everybody is just so different. That spirit communicator, there's all these points of reference. That's why sometimes I get it as a working medium. Some messages come out and go, wow, that was amazing. Because we shared so many points of reference. Other messages, you're just like, I'm missing stuff here, and I don't know what it is. And that's fine, because that communicator could have been a scientist who's used to working in symbols and things. They may have been a shamanic practitioner, and I wouldn't be familiar with all their works. So you're missing these frames of reference. So that will interfere. We can work on that by improving our toolbox as a medium. Things like sitting on a bus and just looking at people on the bus, and in your mind, please don't do this out loud because you get thrown off the bus, start describing that person. Oh, they're about 5'2". Is that auburn hair? I don't know. I'll call it like a light brown hair. It's a bit thinning on top. Oh, they're quite stocky. They've got broad shoulders. They're a bit plump. And you, all the time you're doing that, that's going into your brain. That's becoming your toolbox. That's the points of reference that you can start calling forward, because you're doing it with intent. We look around, we see people. Oh, hi, my name's Laurie. How do you do? Oh, hi, I'm Sue. Walk away, and you just think, oh, they were quite bright, cheerful. And that's it. We've not taken the whole image in. Oh, she had a firm handshake. Oh, she's got a bit of a limp there. What's going on there? You know, and just taking in those other to expand that. Because the more we have, the more chance we've got picking up of the other facets of the communicator. If we go in very naive of just trying to make a link, we can make a link, but is that good enough? You know, do we then go into what's called a scattergun approach? Oh, they're showing me a cup, and they're showing me, oh, it looks like a microphone stand. Oh, and they're showing me computer mouse. What's that? That's just random. Oh, show me a cup. It's a really nice cup, actually. Yeah, it's got a gold lip round it. Oh, and they drink black coffee. Oh, so this person, yeah, liked nice strong black. Oh, and I can smell ground coffee. Must be the Swedish medium. I can smell ground coffee, so I know they really enjoyed their coffee. And oh yeah, there's no sugar in it or whatever, so they never leave. Oh, they didn't take sugar. Ah, yeah, because I know they had to watch their sugar levels, because they're bringing that in as well. I know I can feel my sugar levels start going up and down. And again, they show me a microphone. You know what? They show me this microphone, and I know the type of microphone it is, and I know this would have been used for things like jamming sessions with a guitar or something, because that's a music microphone, it's a special one. So, oh yeah, because I can hear him now playing the guitar. And this is like Spanish flamenco guitar that he's playing. Oh yeah, because he has got that Spanish heritage to him. You know? Oh, he's showing me a computer mouse. Oh yeah, he loved his computer, didn't he? Yeah, he's on there all the time. And in fact, I can see him, he's building websites. Oh yeah, this guy, oh, I like this guy. I need to sit with this guy more, because what he's doing there is quite complex. So he was really into his computers. He used them for all sorts of things. And he's quite, show me again. He's writing code, which is brilliant. So he's building his own programs, not just downloading, he's building. Oh, this guy worked for a computer program. Oh, IBM. I'm seeing IBM. So that's why we need to keep this up to date. Yeah, keep all that. Everything I've just said is stuff that's out of my head. It's my knowledge, it's my understanding. But it's there to be called upon, because you can use those as descriptors for different things. And it's the descriptors, when you start bringing those in, you start to actually flesh out. So you've gone from a cup of coffee to, I know I've got somebody here, and oh God, they really like their ground coffee and everything. I know that would have been first in the morning because they had such a busy life, and got, oh, this guy here, he was lovely, he's a Spanish guy. Loved the guitar, playing all that. Oh yeah, this guy, he was a computer programmer. It was amazing what he was doing, and loved his job, and he worked. Yeah, he got really high in IBM. Oh, yeah, he would have lived in Brighton, because IBM office is in Brighton. So that's what we're doing. So we've gone from computer mouse, cup, and a microphone to 3 different stories, 3 fleshing out, really bringing that presence in. But to do that, we need to be linked in with that spirit as the medium. We need that connection. You probably noticed changing in the way that people are working and things, and this is something Jack and Lola taught me, and I quite like it about. Let me do it. Thank you. I've got a gentleman building up here with me. And as he's stepping in, I know I'm just getting a lot of indigestion coming up here and acid reflux coming in. I know he lived to a very good age. He's lovely. He's such a nice guy. He's very quiet, very timid. Now, I'm going to go on here because I want to demonstrate something. Thank you for waiting. He's talking here about his dog as well. There was always dogs in the family, but there was one, and I'm seeing one with a bit of a rough muzzle here, and that was sort of like the dog. That was his mate. And I get that because I had a cat that was my mate, so I understand that resonance there. And then they go on, giving loads of information. So what are they doing? They're just doing that. And you're all sat there going, oh, might be, oh, not sure about that, don't know about that, but I'm not looking at you. I'm not involving you, I'm not asking you, I'm not asking to go where I'm drawn to that, because I'm leaving you out of that equation. So that's no good for a public den. I've seen this. I've got a young guy here, he was 24, he had sandy hair, freckles, he was 5'9", he's in desert fatigues, he was in Iraq, he was killed in Iraq by a roadside bomb. Oh, and he had a little moustache as well, but it was a bit fluffy. Who can take that? And I've seen that message get turned down 3 times by the same medium in different places. One time, somebody said afterwards, I could take all that, but he didn't have a moustache. So you've just come in with this huge wealth of information, and we're not going to get everything right. We are not going to, as mediums, we're not going to get everything right. Because again, our frame of reference, somebody might hold up a fish and you think, oh, that's a halibut. Oh, he showed me a halibut. Doesn't mean anything. What does he do? He held up a fish. He's holding up a fish. Yeah, that was his surname. So we can get our minds into it. But again, it's because we are working directly with the spirit here and not including the sitter there. Because ideally, what will happen is the medium will start working. And I'm going to go back to this gentleman because he very kindly stepped in. Sue, I want to be with you, and I want Father with this man as well. Do you understand that? Well done. You thought straight away. So you completed that circuit. Isn't that amazing? So now we're cooking. Oh, but now we're cooking because this. Thank you. He's very kind and he's very patient and he's sort of like he's very pleased to be able to help and work this way. He understands what's going on.
He does now, he wasn't keen.
No, he understands what's going on here. And yeah, he's come forward. Thank you, sir. Wonderful, wonderful. But now we're starting to get this flow of energy going on. I know because I could see your thoughts. I knew I was with you, but I saw your thoughts, your energy open up as well. Don't forget, we open up our energy to them. As we open up like that, so do they. They step into our energy to make that presence felt, to be part of it. And this is where we start working on the experience, the actual experience. This is where we should be aiming for all the time with our mediumship, is having this it's a bit rude actually, having this three-way dialogue going on in between. So I'm keeping you in the loop without letting you draw me in. We've all seen it. Oh yeah, that was my father. He drove a tank during the war. He was 6'5". He was arrested twice, and they just give the whole life story and you're stood there going, okay, well that's all the evidence shot out the window. Thank you. But, okay. I do love you. I do love you. I do love you, never doubt that. And he's just gone like that with your cheek. Yeah, he's just stepped in and he's just gone like that and he's given you a peck as well. He said, I do love you. And he's looking at the dog. He's going, you get your hands full there.
I thought he'd find that funny.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So this is where we need to be drawing on that experience more. We need to experience that mediumship. Did either of you two feel an energy coming in when that was going on?
I can feel it as soon as I come through that door.
Okay, yeah, that's good. You can pick up on the energy of the church.
Do straight away.
Yeah, but once these communications start, it's not only for our wonderful sitter. I'll pay you later. It's not. It's not only for the sitter. Everybody, we've all seen it here, where you've had a particularly emotional contact. I mean, yours, Ted. Everybody goes, because they can feel it, because they're experiencing it.
It's such a privilege, though, isn't it, when you're in a medium where you've got that connection and there's just this buzz and you know with the energy and the recipient and the spirit, and it just blows me away.
Yeah. Tell me,
Very
please.
humbling at the same time.
Oh, it is.
Isn't it?
We've got to be humble up here. Tell me, did Father have a birthmark or something, a big mole?
It's probably bruising in his later years. He had loads of.
I'm just aware of a mark
Yeah,
there
that's what
on
we
his
always
arm.
say,
Yeah, good news. So if you ask me to come in, I'm not going just yet. I'll hang around.
Yeah.
That's fine, you're more than welcome. Put something in the basket on the way out. Bless. He's laughing. He is laughing. But this is, this is the experience that we have. We're all used to sitting in circle conditions. How many times in circle has suddenly a wave of an emotion come over? I had it today, and I think actually it was linked to Pauline. I was just hoovering, and the next second I was nearly in tears. I was so sad. And it just went whoosh, like a wave breaking over you. Because that is bringing in that presence. It just happens. And this is what we do. When we're opening up, we're expanding our awareness of spirit. It doesn't mean we're all going to be stood up here giving messages, although we're all capable of doing that here tonight. But we can have that awareness of spirit. We can sit there sometimes. I know you do this, Ted. You sit there and you know Eileen is there with you.
I've been told so many times.
But you know yourself.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And that is the key. Because again, that is the difference between present and experience.
Yes.
If mediums kept saying to you, oh, your wife sits with you, and you're sat there going, well, I don't feel her, you're not getting that experience. But if the medium says, I know that she sits on the settee there, yeah, I know she's on that settee, and I know she's just happy as Larry being there with you. Because you didn't need to talk all the time, she's saying, but you just be with each other. Yeah. Yeah. And she's still happy that that can go on.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're providing your own experience of that. You know that is true. Another thing, and this is Charlie Kelly, and this is really good. Thank you. Step back. Another thing that you can see from the platform, which is not experience, but it's presented this way. I've got a gentleman here, used to ride his bike everywhere. He owned land. He had a piggery. What else did he do? Yeah, I see him out fishing, and he used to go river fishing because I see him pulling in a salmon. And I know he used to go up to Scotland to do this, and he'd do this every year, travel up to Scotland. You, madam, your father's in spirit.
Yes.
What have you just said yes to?
I didn't recognise. The only thing
I
that
know.
I recognised in that was a piggery.
Okay, that was a slip. But that again is something people do. So everybody sat in the room, I've just given you this volume of information,
Yeah.
but round it off, your father's in spirit, and you've said.
Yes, yes, he is.
So as far as anybody else is listening,
Yeah.
they're going, wow, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Wow, God, he got all that information. No, he didn't. Only got one bit right, and that was pure luck, and that was because my dad had a piggery. And I was desperately searching for an image. So that we need to be a bit mindful of. And this again is what I talk about, I refer to them as bulldozer mediums, who will throw the volumes of information at you. You know, 6'2", eyes are blue, had long hair, terrible toenails, and they just come out with so much information, but then round it off with, oh, your father's in spirit, correct? Yes. And everybody goes, oh, aren't they good? But actually, the sitter's then, because at that stage, I'm probably not working with the spirit.
Yeah.
All right? I'm working down here on a more physical level,
Yeah.
and that sort of energy is probably not even a psychic side. That's probably a little bit of an ego coming in, or a sign of poor training, or a sign of not ready to go on the platform yet. So ego has led you on the platform rather than knowing you can do it. So again, you're working down there. So you've cut out two forms of communication there. Because the sitter's sat there going, I have no idea what you're bloody talking about. The spirit's going, where are you getting this from? Because I'm not saying it. But the medium is working in that egocentric energy. And that is something we sadly see. Not in this church. But that is something we do sadly see. So it's all about maintaining this three-way conversation. What do I say before every den? Remember, it's a three-way conversation. You've got to put your love out to that spirit. You've got to put your love, it's got to intermingle. And it's then in the hands of the medium to make sure that we're still engaging the sitter, but not having an in-depth conversation where suddenly now the spirit world's behind me because I'm talking to you. And as I'm talking to you, my natural psychic abilities will start kicking in and start reading aura, and you've made that link tenuously with the spirit world, but then you turn your back on it because your nerve goes. But then you get drawn in, and as you sit there talking to people, and especially in the environment of a church or a centre in a service, that energy is there in abundance to be you. Going into you. Have you had a pin put in or a plate on a broken bone? Is there something in your body that doesn't belong? If you know what I mean. Yeah, I know.
The monsters within you.
yeah. Get out, demon, get out! No.
I'll just give birth over there.
No, please don't. Not on the carpet. Do it outside and get the jet washer out. I know what this is about. Yeah, okay. Right, wrong venue, thank you. But you've chipped a bone or something in your knee. You've done something in your knee.
That gives me a lot of jip.
Yeah, I can just see a little chip
Okay, that sort of explains it.
separate.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I'm not being told that.
Oh, you're just. I see. So am I going along with you, thinking, well, yes, I have hell of trouble with that knee, because I don't actually know there is a chip,
Okay.
but I do know it's given me.
I can just see
in my 30s.
just a little fragment
Right.
away from the main. I'm working psychically.
Oh, you can see that. There
Yeah.
on my knee.
And I'm sensing that.
Interesting.
Yeah. That there's just tiniest little bit that's away from the bone. Just the tiniest little bit. But the whole.
Pull out later.
Okay. I've got a knife in the kitchen.
Oh, right.
I can have an explorer. Oh, he used to be a butcher. There we go.
I was thinking psychic surgeon.
Yeah.
Butcher.
Why bother with a psychic when you got a butcher's knife?
I'm not sitting near you, Ted.
Well, many a time I've served nurses when I've been cutting meat, and they've said, come down to the hospital, you're better than the surgeon.
Well, there you go. There you go. Job done. But
Queue at the door, everybody who wants to join this.
But what I've done is I've turned my back on the spirit.
Yeah.
So I've broken that chain. Because it's very easy to get drawn in on the psychic level because we work with our psychic. Every medium is psychic, but not every psychic is a medium.
But about breaking the chain, this has just brought in something. I used to allow, if you like, spirit to give me the information, show me the image, speak or whatever. But then I found that I was also being encouraged where you ask spirit. Well, I do sometimes say to them or whatever, but then I worry about asking them for information because then am I losing the connection?
Yeah.
It's that balance. What have you got?
That was always a conundrum in my mind.
Oh.
Let your mind go blank and then ask spirit for stuff. And I'm like, how the hell do you do that? Because if my mind's blank, how can I ask a question? Because the minute I formulate a question, I put my mind into it. Val's workshop. I had a right epiphany moment.
Did you?
Really. I was just sat there and I went, oh my God, that is so simple and it works. Going back to my earlier example. Oh, they're showing me a cup. Yeah, they're showing me that. They're showing me that. Be the person. Step into that person's energy. Yeah. I'm looking at this cup. I'm picking it up. Oh, it's quite a nice cup. I can feel it in my hand. It's lovely. It's got a nice shape to it. Oh, yeah, strong. Oh, yeah. We hear that a lot in mediumship. Oh, they're showing me this, or oh, they're talking about that. So you're slightly second person in that conversation. Yeah? They're talking about this. Sue, would you please move at your glacial speed? You know how that thrills me. Right, you're the medium for the purpose of this demonstration, right? So, as Sue is giving off this evidence, so there's a microphone. What I say to you, you've got to give off as evidence.
Oh, right.
Okay? There's a microphone stand over there.
There's a microphone stand I can see.
It's black.
It's black.
No, what did you just say? I see.
I see.
Yeah. No, you don't see.
I don't see.
'Cause you're
because
getting it
you
second-
told me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're talking about this microphone stand, and it's black. So you're second person.
Yeah, but
in
I
this.
was seeing it when you said there's a microphone. I could see it in my mind.
You're not playing
Well, it's not the
games,
one-
so-
I can do that.
Yeah. Can you?
I,
Well, can you see what's coming in a minute?
no, I can't. I
Yeah,
can
that's why you still stood there.
No, I can't. But I can picture in my mind
Right.
a microphone stand. And
Okay.
I see it.
That is fair. That is a fair point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll let you off with that. Put your bra strap up. You're on national television, for goodness sake.
Extreme. We left the wine in the fridge.
Yeah. But yeah, you can see that, but you're relying on
Yeah,
this
on the
second-hand
information, yeah.
information.
Yeah.
Yet, as the spirit,
Mhm. I can see a microphone, and it's black.
go deeper. Look into my eyes, not around the eyes, into the eyes.
No, I can see a microphone stand, and it's black.
Because you are now standing in my energy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And this is what we strive to do with the spirit world. You're on the edge of the platform. Choose your next words very wisely.
Can I ask you a question
Yes, that's why we're here.
about something that happened a long time ago when I was
Can you
up
get
on
to the point?
platform.
We've only
I
got an
was
hour and a
up on
half.
platform.
Thank you.
And we were practicing,
Yeah.
you know, with our group. And when I was stood here, the information, I suddenly saw this pair of baggy trousers,
Hmm.
baggy beige trousers, a little bit unkempt, and all I got was this pair of trousers just floating there. And I kept, why am I seeing a pair of trousers? Why am I seeing baggy trousers? You know, and I said,
That's better.
why,
Why am I seeing
why?
baggy trousers?
Yeah, why am I seeing baggy trousers? And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I got in their gardening trousers.
Hmm.
And from the gardening, I saw this elderly gentleman
Yeah.
building up with it.
Yeah.
So that all came from a pair of trousers.
Yeah.
So
But
that was what you were talking about.
Initially, you stop that because you're in your head.
Yeah.
And why?
Yeah.
And so instead, you just step into that energy. Come
yeah.
on. Where do we wear these trousers in?
Yeah.
Oh, out in the garden. Oh, and this man grew dahlias because I can see dahlias there staked up, and these are exhibition blooms.
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
By stepping in
Yeah.
to that energy of the spirit,
So is that what happened once?
Well, you
I
just said it
got the
yourself.
link?
you said why? Because if you're
Yeah.
saying why, you're
Yeah.
you're working here,
Yeah.
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 When your job is to talk with the spirit
Yeah.
and say, right, where did we wear these trousers then? Or what's the significance of these?
Yeah.
Don't know what was going through my mind. I could hear madness, baggy trousers. Yeah, Yeah. yeah. But again, we do that as mediums, and we're all
Yeah.
guilty of doing that.
Yeah.
We stood there going, why? And when we're saying why, we're in our head.
Yeah. But if you,
Well, you wanna say-
I get your drift. Yeah.
This, okay, baggy trousers. Right, okay. So where would we have worn these baggy trousers? What's the significance of them? And as you're doing that, you're stepping into the energy
Yeah.
of the communicator.
Yeah.
And that's where the story will
Yeah.
start to build
So you
and grow.
don't just ask why. You
It's not a conversation.
no.
It's allowing yourself to be in the energy of
Yeah.
the communicator.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And they know that.
Yeah.
And with doing that, we're working on this level here that we are starting to get these. As we step into the energy of the communicator, we're starting to do this.
Mm.
And we're losing that second person aspect.
Yeah. Is that how it
What
works?
is the evidence given to us by Spirit? What is it?
Sorry?
What is the evidence given to us by Spirit? What is it?
What is it? It's proof that you have a
No.
certain...
What is it?
What do you mean, what is it?
What is it? What is this evidence? When we get it, what is it?
You've lost lost me.
It's memories.
Memories, yeah. Yeah.
It's their memories.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all we take is our
Yeah.
memories. So this evidence is their memories.
Yeah.
And the best way to access, we all have memory. First time,
Yeah. And
my
memories are
favourite
the only-
aftershave,
Yeah.
I can smell it.
Yeah.
My mum's perfume, I can smell it. Nobody else can,
Yeah.
but I can because I'm in that memory phase. So this is what we're doing. We're
Yeah.
merging our energy with that communicator, yeah, to bring those memories alive and not being told it like a story, because we're actually in those memories.
Yeah.
And as we work with those memories, like the gardening example, this is a real message that I did. And okay, when I said about the dahlias, that was part of this evidence. And I knew they were show blooms because of the way they were staked, and there was only one bloom per plant. And I said, and this guy was really into his gardening. I said, because he made his own compost. I'm seeing in this potting shed of bringing together different compost to make his own unit. Wow, he got a gold medal at Chelsea. And they went, yeah. Because I'm just in that memory.
So...
And then once that memory, your mother's perfume,
yeah.
bring forward that memory of your mother's perfume.
Yeah.
What other memories are now coming forward?
I can see her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
experiences,
Yeah.
Once we tap into that memory,
Is there a
Oh,
fine
yeah.
line between the psychic and the memory going on though? Because you're
Mm.
linking with spirit
Yeah.
and their memories. But if you're linking with the sitter, is that where it can cross over into the psychic and
that depends on your training, because you should, when you, thank you.
Shall I get down?
Yes.
Yeah.
You ruined it. Get down. When you're working with spirit, you should feel that presence, because that presence is also what we want the sitter to feel as well. All right?
So when I go back in my mind to memories I've got of the experiences I've had and feel the emotions of those memories,
Mm-hmm.
that's much the same as when you're linking with spirit and when you're blending with spirit. It's their memories in the same way as I experienced my memories.
Exactly. You are
Yeah.
experience, and this is what I talk about, the experience.
Yeah,
So it's not only for the sitter, it's also for the medium
yeah,
to experience that. And as I say, we can all do that, and everybody watching at home, just think of your mother's perfume and the story starts to unfold.
yeah,
Oh God, yeah, she loved that. Oh, well, whenever I went on holiday, I always got a Chanel No. 5 because that was her favourite. She absolutely loved it, you know, and
yeah,
she, oh yeah, I can see her going out to a dinner and dance and dabbing it on a bit, you know, and it's because each memory is a link to another memory. And this is where the story, I don't remember I had a cat called Charlie, that's it.
it breathes? I've suddenly seen an image of it breathing life into
Yes,
Yeah.
and that is our job,
it. Yeah.
yeah.
to bring that life back into it.
That
I had a
makes
cat
so
called
much
Charlie.
sense.
And he's here, and I'm going to get really upset. I had 16 years with a little bugger. We had a mutual, we were both grumpy old men. We used to get up in the morning, look at each other and just, you know, until we'd woken up. And he was like Sheldon because he always had his spot. And he loved me to bits, and I loved him to bits. So that's expanding on those memories, because each memory is a link in a chain. And as a medium, we need to follow those links. We break the links because we went, I had a cat called Charlie, and he was a ginger cat. The chain's broken because he wasn't. But I've just been seeing a video about a ginger cat, and that image is in my mind. He sat there. I love you.
I've never thought about it that way before.
But this, again, we're working on that experience.
Yeah.
And this is where we need to be going to, and with our own personal, with our healing as well. Don't forget the healing mediums. You said the other night about an experience you had.
Yeah,
So much so that you had to come out and say
yeah,
and share it.
yeah.
And John just stood there going, all right, Spirit, through me to them.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
Sorry, I've never thought of it quite.
Yeah. But we have that experience. You know, as a healer, we can sit there and go, Brian's lesson, I love doing that, step up the energy. When you're healing, just say, come on, step up the energy. And I've experimented with sitters, and
Yeah.
the failures are out under the border somewhere. But
Good compost.
a good compost. Growing dahlias. No,
Sorry.
that's a lie, everybody. But no, I've asked sitters having healing and just say, listen, I want to try something just to improve my healing. Just lift your hand when you feel a shift in the energy. And do you know what? Every time I've been giving healing and gone, turn up the energy. And the sitter's gone. You know? So, yeah, because this is what Spirit want. They want this experience with us, because experiences stay with us. 32195. Remember that number and tell it to me next week.
You've got to be joking.
Okay. How many children have you got?
4.
Bugger. What do you associate with 3?
Number 3.
Yeah. No.
Oh, what do I associate with 3? I'm one of 3 children.
You're one of 3.
Yeah,
Right, so yeah, that's where I was, 3 children.
I'm one of 3 children.
2. You and Derek.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can't go anywhere else.
exactly. 1. I am. 9. Children in Germany. No. 9.
9.
Yeah. But that way,
Yeah.
you will probably remember that number now.
Yeah. What about 5?
It's my lucky number.
Oh, right.
Yeah. When it comes up in the lottery, I'm no longer here. Bye.
Because I remembered that, but I won't remember it next week.
Yeah. But the
Might
other,
do.
the other numbers you will remember because of your experience with that,
Yeah.
your understanding with that.
Yeah.
And that's the same way we should be working or aiming or striving to work with our mediumship. That we're stepping in to that energy. That those memories are being shared from the spirit down to us. Because each memory, as I say, is that link in the chain. It's not just, I've got a cat. It's this whole story and this whole fullness that comes for it because you're following the chain. We're relaying that to the sitter as well. Yeah, I was my own sitter for that. And seeing it was the first time I've ever seen him.
Oh,
Seeing him
yeah.
there
Yeah.
has meant the world to me. Seriously has. Seriously has. Thank you. And I, as well, am sending up my memories. Because you're saying things that trigger these memories, those memories open up. And again, the sitter is then following that same train.
With that model, when a medium is linking with the spirit world, and you say the sitter is linking with the spirit world as well, in the way that, you know, I'd really like my mum to come through or something. It has been noted on occasion, very rare occasions, but it has been noted sometimes. A medium will give a link with someone that they've got in spirit, and the sitter says, I don't want to talk to them.
Yeah? Yeah.
So the sitter's not sending out,
Well, they are.
they are.
Because they're sat there going, I don't want to talk to you.
Oh, right.
So they're making a connection.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, not every connection is made on love.
yeah,
The sitter will sit there and think, anybody but him.
yeah,
What have you just said?
yeah,
And this is where it starts to get a little bit difficult, is because the medium is working for the spirit world as well as the sitter. And we fully understand that you may not wish to hear from this person, but they just want to say, I'm so sorry, and then move on. Because that person has come for a reason, and 99 times out of 100 it is to say they're sorry. People will say, I don't want to hear their apology. Well, that's fine. What? This is an exchange of energy.
yeah,
I'm not going to go into a long, drawn-out message and berate you with loads of evidence, but I will cut it short and just say, that's absolutely fine, they just popped in to say they're so sorry, and move on. Because, and what you do with that is entirely up to you. But they need to move on as well. And we all know the basis of nearly all our work with the spirit world is about healing. Healing on both sides of life. And if that spirit, I had this a little while back in a service, and somebody was trying to be clever and take over the message. We won't be doing that again, Mari. But they then came out that line, well, I don't want to talk to him. And I said, well, he just wants to say he's so sorry for everything he did. And I work for the spirit world, so I'm going to leave that with you. Thank you. Move on over here. You know? As I say, people say, I don't want them coming through. You've just opened a door. This is why we get like hauntings and things like that. Because people sit there thinking, oh, that noise, that must be a ghost. Oh, if I hear it again, that means there's a ghost in the house. So they're opening up energies. When I go out and do house clearances and things like that, I always advise people, if you get something, cut the link. I always call it. Once we've been in and done something, cut the link. Because if I walk out of this door, and then you sit there going, am I going to hear anything? Are they still around? Are they still here? You've still got that door open, energetically. If I get things coming in, I go, no, don't want to deal with that. What have I done with that pen? Oh, need that. Oh, oranges. I'm going to have an orange in a minute. Need to wipe your nose. I'm cutting the link because I'm taking my mental thoughts away from whatever it is I don't want to deal with. Oh, where's that book? Somebody sent me a book. I need to read that. Yeah, you just cut the link. So, handy tip that is. But often people will keep that link open, keep that door open. And as long as you keep that door open, people are going to walk through it, whether you want it or not. Even by sitting there saying, I don't want you near me, I don't want you near me, you're acknowledging their presence. And if you acknowledge their presence, they're going to take another step forward, because I've been acknowledged. There's a brilliant scene. I don't know if you've ever seen Merlin, Sam Neill version. 2-hour-long special came on one Christmas. It's on YouTube. It's really good. Really good. Yeah. But right at the end, I'm going to spoil it for you now. Right at the end, Queen Mab, who was working still on the old dark energies, she was there and doing this big power struggle and everything and showing off to everybody and inducing fear, like we're seeing today in our world today, inducing this fear in everybody. And Merlin just turned around and he said, no more, no more, we deny you your existence. And everybody just turned their back. And all this was going on, and they just stood there, totally unfazed. And then she just faded, because she's a product of the fear. She's this weird energetic thing. She created the fear, and the fear loop was keeping her in existence. And we see that in our own lives with things, with people, with situations. Oh, Christ, here comes there. Oh, bloody hell, I don't want to talk to them. Every time I talk to them, they do. And they do it. You know? And whereas we have the option to say, listen, you know, I respect you for everything you do, but together it's just not working. It's just leaving me drained or whatever. So I need to step back from you. All right? And that's fine. You know, they might scuttle off and throw a few tantrums and all that. Fine, just let it go. It's nothing to do with me. Just cut that link again. Just bring that in, cut that link. So we know how to do it in our personal lives, but unfortunately we do sometimes do it in our professional lives. We cut that link because we bring the brain in and we lose that thread, or we put our own interpretation. Oh, fish. Oh, he's got a halibut. Well, that means nothing to me. No. Fish. Sold not a fish. Oh yeah, that was his surname. One of our mediums stood here once, and as he was doing the communication, he was doing this, and we were all sat there going, okay, where's this going? What's going on here? And he got halfway through and he went, why have I got a frisbee on my finger? And the sister went, because that's my surname. And it was. So he acknowledged that. He was in that presence. And he got to it when it was time. All right, I'm spinning a frisbee on my finger. What am I doing that then? All right.
Eh?
All right. So this is what I mean about we can be present for these demonstrations. And in today's world, we can be present online. And do you know what? The presence and the experience of spirit conveys just as well online as it does in person. Some people don't like it because they want to be in a church. That's fine. Get that totally. Again, you brought your mind into it. But I've seen and I've experienced myself that experience where they've stepped in, as I'm learning now to step in, we're asking them to step in, I need to step into their energy. It sounds a very small difference, but it is a big difference. It goes back to this thing, we've got to get more people in our churches. So I'm sat here on my throne, come to me. When actually, if I want to fill the seats, I need to get off my arse, go out there and talk to people. Same with the spirit world. I'll sit here, right, come to me, come on. Rather than just going, okay guys, let's rock. It's my favourite saying with them, it's rock. Who's here? Oh, hello, there's the lady here. How are you, darling? I'm all right. Mabel. You know Mabel, Ted?
Mabel.
Mabel. I've got this lady here.
I knew a Mabel back in the 1950s.
Okay, but this lady, as she's presenting herself now, she's got white hair. Yeah, I've got very white hair here with her. Much smaller frame than mine.
Yes.
I've got a bit cheek as well. I'm a bit cheeky.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not a quiet. I'm not a wallflower. I'm not a wallflower. She said, but I had standards. I had breeding. I had standards. She said, but I enjoyed life. I really enjoyed life. And I met you at dances.
Yes.
I met you at dances because I'm in this beautiful ballroom now. Oh, aren't they wonderful days? Because the orchestra is playing. This is not tape music or records. This is an orchestra or a band playing. There's a mirror ball in the middle of the room as well.
Yeah.
And I can see all the little lights shining off of it. I never did get the last dance with you. Which is, I enjoyed your company. I did enjoy your company. You're always a gentleman.
Always.
Yeah.
That's brought back a whole memory
Yeah.
because Mabel was married to a chap called Bill, and we met them on our honeymoon at a holiday camp in Devon,
Okay.
and they used to have dances in the evening,
Yeah.
and we met her afterwards in London and went to theatre
Yeah.
2 or 3 times. But Mabel always controlled Bill.
Okay. I didn't get into that side of the energy, but just when I stepped into her energy, I can see it and I can hear the band music playing. I can see that mirror ball. So I'm stepping into Mabel's energy, and at the same time I'm communicating with you,
Yes.
and at the same time those memories, the chain has started to flow, and the story has started to unfold.
Oh, the whole thing back.
Yeah. And
I
that,
thought about it for years.
yeah,
That's how it breathes life into sort of form.
yeah. And that is the experience of it. Because you're not just sat there going, oh, I've got a lady here, she's talking something about dancing. I can hear band playing, sounds like Glenn Miller or something going on. I know I'm in a big hall type thing. Totally different.
So
Yes.
detached
Yeah, it is third person because I'm not in the spirit's energy. I'm just hearing bits coming in.
So
But-
that's what they mean when they say you go up a bit and they come down a bit,
Yeah,
and you sort of meet in the middle.
yeah, and you meet and you experience.
Yeah.
Because I could see the, I could see the mirror ball, everything. I can't see it, but I just know it's there because I'm tapping in to the lovely Mabel's memories, which is all we take with us. That is the only bit of proof. Even if they come back and say me money's buried at the bottom of the garden under the yew tree, you've only got that because it's in their memory.
Yeah, I thought of that as essence. I was not thinking of memory. But it's
Yeah.
It is essence. It is essence though, because when the personality and that type of how the person felt comes through, so it's memory, but the essence as well.
Yeah, because you get all the feeling as well.
Yeah.
Because the descriptors about, I know I liked a bit of fun, so I can feel that humour in there. I know when I'm in, thank you darling, I know when I'm standing in a energy that I can feel that fun. I'm not severe, I'm not, you know, I'm relaxed, I'm comfortable and I'm happy. So yeah, that is sort of like another version of the essence. But again, it's the memories will open up the essence because you're stepping into that person. So yes, you unlock all the memories, but with those memories comes that character of the person as well. Even the height, I know I'm down here somewhere. I'm a bit of a firebrand. Brilliant. So I hope that's, yeah, made a bit of sense.
It's going to help enormously from the 16th of September.
Yeah. But it is, it's keeping that. And as I say, thank you to Angela Foster and Charlie Kelly. You both inspired me for tonight on the understanding of this. And the way he used to put it over. I love his diagrams. He does great diagrams, and it makes sense. He's one of these guys, when you see him, you go, do you know what? That is so simple, I understand it. Same with Angela, with her teaching.
Was that Charlie Kelly's sort of diagram? I hadn't
Yeah.
seen his diagrams, I was only listening to it.
Yeah,
Ah, right,
yeah, it
interesting.
was. Very, very good. So thank you, Mr. Kelly, and thank you, Mrs. Foster. Inspiration, not plagiarism, inspiration. And thank you for all being here tonight, and I hope that's given you something to think.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you one thing.
What's that?
I've noticed the last few weeks, where I sit, when the church starts to fill up and there's 40 or 50 people there, I've noticed I could look round and I could tell you the people who've come for the service, and I can tell you the people that have come for messages. There's a difference somehow.
Yeah, there's a different,
Sense it.
exactly.
Yeah. It is
Exactly,
like
and
those
it
people,
is.
The church and the energy of the community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if you look round during the service, they're not concentrating on
Mm.
anything. Soon as you say the medium,
Yeah,
it's all attention.
you do.
And they're waiting to,
Yeah. You do see that when you're working, you know, you're doing the philosophy and you see people staring out the window or, you know, looking up at the, you know, and you're like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Spirit will use a rusty nail to get the message over, which is a very nice thing. But yeah, you do, you sense, and this is what we tell you, we sense. You see that little sense there, one day when you're on your holly boat,
yeah,
a medium may pick up. oh, I've got this chap here, who always used to sit over there. And he was quite interested in the people in the church, because I know when I'm looking around, I can see differences in people.
Yeah.
And again, you know, because that sense, that is our experience
Yeah.
of things, and this we can use for our mediumship, other, you know, the discarnate experiences of things, and just allow that story to start to unfold and build. That's lovely. Thank you, Mabel. And thank you, Sue's dad. Dennis?
I know a Dennis that wasn't family, but he comes through. It's not connected to my dad, I don't think.
Oh, okay. Just good. Just as I said.
It might be in the family, I don't
Yeah.
know. Wonderful. Yeah, I'm so glad my dad can see that.
Brilliant.
Lovely. Thank you, Laurie.
Pleasure. Thank you.
I've really enjoyed this evening. Have you?
So thoroughly.
Learned a lot. Oh
Give me
my
a
God.
whole new
I need to come to the
perspective.
awareness class and start from the beginning.
It's giving me a whole new perspective. I'm
Yeah.
looking at things in a
Yeah,
different
getting
way.
further into it, going into